think that it's important that the countries of Africa really look very carefully at how the ICC has been operating since its inception in 2002, and the fact that they are only bringing cases against Africans, African leaders especially, but just Africans in general, I think is really cause for pause for African countries to say, is this a global institution or is this an institution that's being used against Africa? And so I think it's right to, at this point, reflect, have some deliberations, and perhaps take a different stance towards the ICC.
What is Africa's common position being discussed at the moment at the African Union?
Well, my understanding, because I'm not in the decision making, I'm in the halls of the AU listening to what people are saying, is that they're asking, in particular on the Kenya case, that the case be reverted back to the Kenya courts, which obviously there's a new judiciary, there are a new constitution, and so there are new institutions that can actually take up this case, or in fact that the case be dismissed, or at the sort of extreme that African countries actually withdraw.
What is the international community's reaction to that proposal that African countries may withdraw from the Rome Statute?
I mean, I think that the international community should understand it. I mean, I think there are those who are feeling like, well, wait a minute, you have to support, you can't support impunity, anywhere in the world, and certainly not in Africa. And that's true, but I think the anywhere in the world is the key point. If the ICC is a court that's about global justice, then why haven't there been cases brought in other parts of the world? Syria, for example, even if you want to talk about Chechnya, there's all kinds of places in the world where these cases can be brought, but only when a great power is trying to overthrow, a leader of an African country or influence the outcome. Let's take, for instance, Gbagbo in Cote d'Ivoire right now. Obviously, I think he lost that election, but should he be before the ICC right now? Look at Libya and the case that was brought against Gaddafi. Well, certainly there were human rights violations in Libya, but on all sides. And so is it because NATO was on one side that then they bring cases using the ICC? And even in the case of Kenya, where the Western powers very clearly tried to use the ICC against the election of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto.